might laugh, but I'm supposed to be neutral.
All right. And you've got the great radio voice, so I'm going to...
Oh, thank you. Hello, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to take a little time to learn about local elections that will affect Missoula directly. To that end, I've invited Bob Carter. He is the incumbent and also running to represent parts of Missoula for House District 98. Bob, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Joel. It's
Thanks
good to
for
be here.
helping me with this enterprise of educating people about local races, which can make such a strong difference, right, in people's minds. We all know everyone's going to be excited to go to the polls for the presidential, but we thought people should learn what the candidates in their area feel, what their campaigns are about, so they can go to the polls better informed. For that reason, though, could you describe to the viewers what area of Missoula and perhaps beyond, right, HD 98 involves?
Right, so currently I'm the representative for HD 98, and so that's the Target Range Orchard Homes area, and it extends east about 5 blocks to the Good Food Store. And then I'm running for, we had redistricting 2 years ago,
Right.
and with the redistricting, the new area for me is now a big L, so it goes across the riverside of Target Range Orchard Homes to Target Range School, and then down South Avenue basically to Sentinel High School.
Oh, okay. I know that area because I like to bike around the Fort Missoula Regional Park, and I love to go to the end of South Avenue, how it just ends.
Yes.
It just ends at a farm or something. So that's a fairly coherent district, I would think, you know, in terms of the types of people you're representing, or do you see within it like a different kind of set of concerns, you know, urban versus more suburban or anything like that?
Right. Well, the current district is very neighborhood oriented. And so you really have the communities of Orchard Homes, Target Range. And so the new district extending down South Avenue to Sentinel High School, it's very diverse. You've got lots of apartments, you've got lots of condominiums there, you've got, reaching over into the Target Range area, you've got lots of houses on 1 acre lots and stuff. And so you have several school districts involved, you've got at least 3 neighborhood organizations through there, you've got a bunch of city council members that represent through that whole area, versus the previous area was pretty much one separate community. And so I really enjoy it because the diversity in the new communities really extends the things that are important to people all across Montana and all across Missoula.
And will people see on the ballot that same House District number, HD 98, or a new number?
It's going to be House District 96 now that I'm running for.
I'm going to make sure I put that on the lower thirds too. Well, I guess I digressed a little, dear viewer, because I promise I'm asking all the candidates the same questions, is just to inspire them to be able to give you the information about what their intentions, ambitions, and perspectives are for their campaign. So here's your first question as asked of all local Missoula candidates. What inspired you to run for this office?
I've been volunteering for the last 30 years, and so I've been volunteering as a school board member, as a preschool board member, on our local sewer and water district, on agricultural nonprofits. I volunteered as a reserve police officer right out of college, and so this to me is just the logical next step, and I'm passionate about this, and this is what I really like to do.
Second question is, describe how you see Missoula County, your district, your new one. What do you like about it, and what areas would you like to improve?
Missoula County is such a diverse area. You've got the Seeley Lake area up on one side, you've got the agriculture down in Potomac Valley, you've got the areas in the Missoula Valley, of course. You've got the Native American influence up towards Arlee, and then you've got the Continental Divide area by Lolo. And so it's such a big, exciting area for anything that you want to do. And so that diversity, I think, is super important, and I really like that. The things that I want to improve on that is making sure that we can protect the things that need protecting for future generations.
Okay, if you were elected to this new district, HD 96, what do you think you would like the most about the job? 90 days in Helena, and you've had experience, right? You've already represented
Right.
HD 98.
Correct. The things that are enjoyable to me is it's nice knowing that you can have a positive impact on not only your area, your constituency, but it's across the state. And so when I'm elected, yes, I represent this area, but the decisions I make, I realize affect people all across the state. And so to me, as a public servant and someone who's passionate about volunteering and public service, that's what I like doing. The things that aren't so great, the session is during the winter time, and I have a 2-hour commute, and so that's not the greatest part. But I guess I should be thankful because there's other people that commute, 4 to 6 hours to get there in the winter time, and so that makes it difficult.
Yes, that's really dedicated, Bob. I thank you for doing that. Well, here's question 4. What have you learned about Missoula and Montana on the campaign trail as you've been an incumbent and as you now compete to represent this district?
I thought when I first started running 2 years ago that I would have to sell myself and convince people to vote for me.
Right.
And what I've learned in that time is people don't want me to sell myself to them. They want me to engage them, to listen to them, and they want to know that I care about them and their issues. And so now I talk to people and then I'm quiet and I listen to what their issues are. And if people think you care about their issues, then they think that you're going to hopefully make an impact on their lives in a positive way in the future. And so that's what I try to do now, is be quiet and listen.
And question 5 is describe what you think of as Missoula's strengths and weaknesses.
The strengths here in Missoula are varied. It's such a wonderful, eclectic area. You've got the university here, you've got the rivers here, you've got the farmers market, you've got all the biking and hiking paths and stuff. And so that is what brings people here, and that's also the weakness of it, is so many people want to come here, and then we have housing issues, and we've got other issues like that need to be addressed. And so this is the reason why my wife and I decided to raise our family here, is because it's such a great area, but we also want to make sure that the growth is managed well so that it works well for people in the future.
Right. And you get your closing thoughts. It's wide open, and if you want to make a pitch, you make a pitch. If you, want to make it short and sweet, it's entirely up to you.
I would wrap it back around to public service and volunteering. When people, once or twice a year, they get to vote. But I would say when people are volunteering, they're actually voting every time they volunteer to show what they like about a community and what's important to them in the community. And that's what I try to do.
Got it. Well, once again, Bob Carter, thank you so much for coming. Bob Carter is running for HD 96. He is an incumbent of HD 98, but there was redistricting, so the area is different. So, dear viewer, thank you for taking the time to learn more about local elections, which can have some of the most deepening impact on your lives compared to the national scene, which often gets a great deal of attention. So I wanted to show you this page, and that is myvoterpagemt.com. So this page, you could see it there on your screen, is going to ask for your first, last name, and date of birth. And I'm sure the information is protected. When you put that information in, you're going to see your voting status. This can be important because if you didn't vote, in recent elections like the last presidential, you might be labeled inactive. If you've moved and you haven't updated your address, there might be a mix-up if you're expecting a mail-in ballot. So here are 2 important dates to note. On October 7th, past October 7th, you will have to go to the elections office, 140 North Russell, right here in Missoula, to make changes like an address, or there's something wrong with the name, or something that's going to impede your ability to vote. That's purely just paperwork stuff. So that if you go to myvoterpagemt.com, well ahead of the October 7th deadline, you can find out and make sure that you're active. Also, about 85% of people in Missoula County are going to vote by a mail-in ballot. And that ballot should be in your mailboxes in or around October 12th. So if you don't see one by October 14th or 15th, and you know you were intending to vote by mail, here's a good signal to check. And once again, you could go to myvoterpagemt.com and you could see what your status is. And then you're going to resign yourself to becoming an active voter, and you're going to resign yourself to going to Missoula Elections Office at 140 North Russell. So once again, thank you, Bob Carter, for taking the time. Once again, Bob Carter is running for HD 96. Thank you, dear viewer, for taking the time to learn more about Missoula's elections. For MCAT, I'm Joel Baird. We'll see you next time.